everyone. Today we are going to start with chapter 11, Constructors. The objectives of the today topic is we will learn constructors and their use and the different types of constructors available in Java. Let's understand the concept of constructors with the help of an example. Students, you have already done how to create a method in a class. So today we are going to initialize the values of the variables using a member method. See, in a class ABC, I have declared variables A and B. I have used member method ABC to initialize the values of the variable A and B. Here, A is initialized to 2 and B is initialized to 3. Now students, this member method has the same name as that of the class name. It has no return type. Moreover, it doesn't have any access specifier like public, private, protected. So, this member method is known as constructor. So, basically constructors are used to initialize the values to the variables. Now, let's understand an example from the book. Here, a class student is there. The variables roll number and grade are declared, int and char respectively. Now we have created a constructor named student, same as that of the class name, to initialize the variables roll number and grade. Here roll number is given the value 17 and grade is given the value B. So constructor is a member method used to initialize the instance variables. That is, the variables that are declared in a class. So, a method cannot be a constructor, but a constructor is always a method. Now, let's understand the characteristics of the constructor. The constructor has the same name as that of the class name. The constructor does not have a return type, not even void. The constructor is used to initialize the instance variables, that are the variables of an object. So students, you know, a member method is always called by an object, but a constructor is invoked automatically when we will create an instance of the class. For example, in student class, you are going to create an object student. So, we'll write student object name is equals to new student, where this student is a class name. So, every class has a default constructor that is used to create an instance of the class. Students, why do we need a constructor? A constructor is needed to initialize the instance variables in a class. Now we will understand the different types of constructors. Different types of constructors are default constructor and parameterized constructor. Let's understand default constructor. A default constructor is the constructor having no statements in the body and no arguments while defining. In this example, ABC is a default constructor as it is having no statement in its body. This constructor will be automatically invoked when we will compile the program. Let's see another example. In this class, I have not created any constructor of type ABC. So, in this case, default constructor will be automatically created while creating an object of the class by using this Java statement. ABC, that is class name, OB, that is object name, is equals to new ABC. Here this ABC along with the parenthesis is known as default constructor. So students, it is not compulsory to define the constructor explicitly in the class. It is automatically invoked while creating an object. Now see an example from your book, page 293. Here a class student is there with variables roll number and grade. The constructor is defined student with no statements in the body and even no arguments. Now in this case, once we have added a constructor to the class, so no default constructor will be added by the compiler. In this, constructor doesn't contain any parameters. So, this type of constructor is also known as non-parameterized constructor. So, the default constructor is also known as non-parameterized constructor. Let's discuss the related key terms. Constructor, a member method of a class that is used to initialize the instance variables. Number 2, default constructor. A constructor that does not accept any argument and has no statements in its body. So students, today you have learned what is a constructor and its use and one of its type, that is default constructor. We will proceed with the next topic in the next class. Thank you.